besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. So in today's video you'll be learning how to cut and sew a crop shirt with a cut together collar and also a basic short sleeve. If that's what you are hoping to learn, definitely keep on watching. So I have ruled out my starting point, and then the next thing I'll do is to come in from that point by 2 inches for my button stand. So this pattern is going to be 2-in-1 pattern, okay? We're going to be cutting the front and the back pattern together. So after marking that all the way from the top to the bottom of my paper, I'll go ahead and connect all the points together with my straight ruler. So after doing that, I'm going to proceed to mark out my vertical measurement, and I'm going to be starting from my starting line, if that makes sense. So the first measurement I'll take is my shoulder to my bust point, which is 9 inches, and also I'll take my shoulder to the length of my crop shirt. So the length of my crop shirt is 18 inches. So go ahead and determine the length of your top. So I'm just going to mark that across, just like you're seeing on the screen. After that, I'll go ahead and mark half of my shoulder measurement, which is 7 inches. Please note that all measurements are taken after the 2 inches for the button stand. So on that point, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then next thing I'll do is to come in from that 2 inches for my button stand by 2.5 inches, which is going to be my neck width. So I'm just going to mark that, and then I'll use my straight ruler to connect from that neck width to my shoulder slope, just like you're seeing on the screen. So as I said earlier, this is going to be a 2-in-1 pattern. So I'm going to be marking out both the front and back neckline. So for my back neck depth, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. If you are a bigger person, you can come down by 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to use my curved ruler to connect it to the neck width, just like you're seeing on the screen. Then after doing that, I'll go ahead and mark my front neck depth. So my front neck depth is going to be 2.5 inches or so. You can also use 2.5 inches whether you are big or you're small, except you are extra large, you can go for 3 inches. So after marking that, I'm also going to connect with my curved ruler, just like you're seeing on the screen. The next thing I'll do is to determine my chest line, and to do that, I'm going to be dividing my bust circumference by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So for me, I have 7 inches for my chest line. So I'm going to be placing my tape measure at the shoulder slope and then mark 7 inches downward, just like you can see on the screen. After doing that, I'll go ahead and connect with a straight ruler, as you can see, and then I'll label my pattern. So I'm going to be labeling that the chest line. I'll also label the bust point, the second line, which is the bust point, and also my waistline, which is also my top length. I'll label the starting line, my shoulder line as well. So the next thing I'll do is to come to my chest line and mark half of my shoulder measurement again. So half of my shoulder measurement is 7 inches, okay? So I'm going to be marking that on the chest line, and then I'll connect with a straight line back to the shoulder slope, just like you can see on the screen. So because this is a shirt, and a shirt is not supposed to be fitted, so I'll be adding extra 3 inches to my actual measurement. So my bust circumference is 32 plus 3 inches, that's 35. Then I'll be dividing that 35 by 4, which gives me 8.75. Then I will add 1 inch of stitching allowance. You can also add 3 inches to your measurement. So after calculating that, I'm going to be placing that on my chest line, and then I'll mark it out like so. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to draw out my armhole curve. So I'm going to be dividing that my chest line by 2. I'll get the midpoint, and I'm going to mark it. Then from that midpoint, I'll go in by half of an inch. And after doing that, I'll draw out my curve like so. I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it a life. So the next thing I'll be doing is to measure out what I have on my chest line like so. So after taking what I have on my chest line, I'm going to be subtracting 1 inch from it and then place the measurement on my top length like so.
Worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do.
So now I'll be connecting from that point to my chest line like so. Then I'll go ahead and extend the top length to the button stand like so, and I'll also extend the front neck depth to the button stand just like you can see on the screen. Now proceed to add my stitching allowance. So on the shoulder line, I'm going to be adding 0.5 inches of allowance, and also on the armhole I'm going to be adding 0.5 inches of allowance as well. Then coming to the top length, I'll be adding extra 1 inch for my folding allowance. Now go ahead and highlight the allowances with my marker just like you're seeing on the screen.
But I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be.
Now I'll proceed to cut out my pattern like so. Please pay close attention to the areas that I'm cutting out.
What I want, I'll keep dreaming on.
Now the next thing I'll do is to fold in my button stand like so, and then go ahead and cut out my back neckline.
I wanna be great. I'm gonna be someone. It's never too late.
After cutting it, this is what the back pattern looks like. So I'll go ahead now and use this pattern to cut out the back piece of my fabric. So guys, I've cut out the back pattern and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to be setting this aside now and then work on the front pattern. So for the front piece, I'm going to be bringing out the buttons that I folded earlier like so, and then I'll proceed to cut out my neckline. So guys, I've also cut out my front pattern on my fabric like so. Then I'm going to proceed into the sewing part of this tutorial. So now I'll start working with the front pattern. So what you're going to do is to go ahead and fold in the button stand with 1 inch, and then further fold it with another 1 inch because we left 2 inches earlier. So I'm just going to run a straight stitch on that like so. I'll also repeat the same thing to the other piece of the front, and then I'll come back and show us what it looks like. So guys, this is what my front pieces looks like. As you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch down the button stand, and the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to introduce my back piece. So guys, this is the back piece. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to place the front pieces on the back piece like so, right side facing each other, and then I'll go ahead and stitch by 1/2 inch on the shoulder. So this is what it looks like after joining. As you can see, at this point, if you have a weaving machine, you can go ahead and weave the shoulder as you sew. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to introduce my basic short sleeve. So I have a tutorial on how to cut a basic sleeve. You can check that out. I'm going to be linking that in the description box below. So now I'll be stitching the sleeve with the armhole with 1/2 inch like so. So guys, this is what it looks like after stitching together. I've also gone ahead to stitch the side seam with the allowance I gave, which is 1 inch. So the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to measure out my neck circumference so as to enable me cut out my collar.
I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball.
So what I have after measuring that is 17.25. Go ahead and measure yours as well. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to get a fresh pattern paper, and then I will start drafting my collar. So I have read out my starting line, and on the starting line I'm going to be placing half of my neck circumference. So whatever your neck circumference is, go ahead and divide that by 2 and then place it on the paper like so. So I went off my starting line like about 3 inches or 3.5, and then mark out exactly half of my neck circumference just so I can have a straight line.
They're gonna see me rise, you hate on that. I don't play ball.
I'll proceed to label one part to be cut on fold. Next, I'm going to be dividing that line by 2 just so I can get the midpoint. So go ahead and divide yours as well by 2.
Both sides doing me, no cap.
So on that point, I'm going to be coming up by 1.25, and I'll also come up by 1.25 at the other side, just so I can have a straight line. Then I'll go ahead and connect the 2 points together to give me a straight line, just like you can see on the screen. From that point, I'm going to be coming up by 1/4 inch. I'll make a mark there and then use my straight ruler to connect it back to the midpoint.
Ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high.
Now to draft my collar, I'll come in by 1 inch on that point like so. I'll make a mark there, and from that 1 inch I'll go up by 2 inches for the height of my collar. I'll also mark the same 2 inches on the other side, and then with my straight ruler I'm going to be connecting the 2 points together, just like you can see on the screen. So from that 1 inch mark, I'm going to slant it back to that point, which is half of my neck circumference, just like you can see on the screen. So now our collar is taking shape. The next thing I'll do is to come down by 1/4 inch from the folded part, just so the collar relaxes well on the neck, and then I'm going to be connecting just like you can see, like this. So now I'll go ahead and shade off that part because it's not needed anymore. So coming to the collar stand, I'm going to be giving it a curve like so. You know, that collar curve, just slightly curve it. You can come in from that angle by 1/4 inch and then use that to curve it out, just like you can see on the screen. And after that, we are done with the drafting of this collar. I'll go ahead and then cut out the pattern. Please pay close attention to the parts that I'm cutting
Now
out.
you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me and come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. Time staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. Time staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on.
So after cutting out the pattern, this is what our cut together collar looks like. So the next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and use this pattern to cut out my fabric. So I have put my fabric on fold, and the parts are indicated on the pattern that it's supposed to be on fold will be placed on the folded parts of the fabric, and then I'll add stitching allowance of 0.5 inches all around the pattern. After that, I'll proceed to cut out my fabric like so.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break.
So this is how it looks like after cutting it out. Then I'll also use the same thing I cut out to cut out my lining piece. So I'm placing it exactly the way it is on my fabric like so, and then I'm just going to be tracing out to cut out my lining. So to this fabric, I already ironed an interfacing to it, so you can choose to iron your interfacing to the fabric before cutting out your pattern, or you cut out your pattern first and then add your interfacing to it. Whichever way you want to do it, it's all fine.
Strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on. To be what I want, I'll keep dreaming on.
After cutting it out, this is what I have. As you can see, our collar is ready. So the next thing I'm just going to be doing now is to place the two pieces right side facing each other, and then from that point I'm going to be stitching around by 1/2 inch. leaving the bottom part. Do not stitch the bottom part, just the side and the upper part by 1/2 inch. So after stitching it down, this is where it looks like. As you can see, I've gone ahead to press it, and also I have top stitch, leaving the bottom part open because that's the part I'll be attaching to my neckline. So after that, I'll fold my collar into 2 like so, and I'm just going to be notching the midpoint. I also take my main bodies and then fold it together like so. I'll get the midpoint and then I'll notch it. The next thing I'll do is to bring in my collar, and then I'm going to align the notches on both the collar and the main bodies together like so. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and then sew from that midpoint to the left part and also to the right part. After that, I'll open on my collar and then tuck the rough edges into the opening part, and then I'll top stitch on it. So after everything, this is what our shirt looks like. As you can see, everything is standing well. So the next thing I'm just going to do now is to take it to the people that do buttonholes to do buttonhole for me, and then I'm going to fix my button, and here is the outcome when I was done doing that. So if you find this video helpful, do not forget to like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video to other soulmates that needs the video. And then do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Turn on post notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. See you in my next one.